Okay, you guys, this video is going to be so fun. It's mainly about the flowers that you're looking here. I'm going to show you how they're doing. I'm going to harvest a bunch of them to make a huge bouquet for myself. And I am so excited to show you quite a few of them because they are doing amazing. Even though the heat here in Indiana has been crazy this week, the flowers are doing great. But before we even start with those and showing you things around, I want to show you my garlic. The garlic that I have here on this bed was planted around the end of October, right on Halloween. And to be honest, garlic is one of those things that I just love to plant because it doesn't really take much on my end. If I need to water it, maybe I'll do that once, twice during the entire growing season. This garlic has been ready since, I don't know, maybe 10 days ago. But I have been so busy. The heat this week here in central Indiana has been crazy. And right now I have the perfect time. It's a little bit sunny for the video, but I'm going to get it done. And like I said, garlic is so easy. I basically put the cloves here at the end of October, and coming June or July, it's ready to harvest. I didn't do any fertilizing either. I just added a little bit of mushroom compost when I planted the cloves here, and I make sure to use a nice mulch. Now, the mulch that I use here is the pine needles that I get from Tractor Supply. I really like those for my vegetables because they really do protect the soil and I don't have lots of weeds. I mean, I do get some weeds, but nothing major. Even though you're looking at this big one right here, it happens. I don't have a perfect garden, but the garlic is doing so well and I am so happy with the sizes, with how it's doing. I don't really have problems here in central Indiana with things bothering my garlic so much, but I do change the location every year for where I grow the garlic. And right now this bed is going to be empty right at the beginning of July. I'm probably going to plant things like zinnias or marigolds or celosia. I can even plant more tomatoes or cucumbers. This bed, the only problem that I have with this bed is that it's really close to the alley, and groundhogs and squirrels do get adventurous and do like to bother this exact bed. But with that exception, I'm probably just going to go for flowers of some sort. I could try more cucumbers, but I am really not sure. And like I said, the size of the garlic, if I do fertilize throughout the season, I could probably get bigger cloves, but honestly, these guys are fine. These are really good size and I cannot complain. What I'm going to do right after I'm done taking most of the soil that is covering the cloves, I am going to bring them somewhere outside where they are protected from the sunlight and from the rain. I am probably going to keep them out for a couple more days until they're nice and dry. I'm going to clean the roots. I am probably going to peel just a couple of layers of the garlic just to keep everything clean. And then I'm going to bring them inside, somewhere cool, somewhere where they can just rest. And like I said, garlic is so easy. I do have a video where I explain step by step. I am going to link that below. So if you have never grown garlic, go for it. Right now in July is the time for you to order your cloves so that they can be delivered in the fall. And this is music garlic, by the way. The fancy varieties, the hardneck varieties do sell quite quickly. So if you're thinking about garlic for next year, right now is your chance. The bed next to the garlic is full of craspedia. You guys, I love craspedia. This is the first time that I've grown it from seed in my garden, and I am just delighted by it. It was really easy to start from seed. I started it early in the year, I believe the beginning of February, so that I could plant it in the middle of March. It's supposed to be a cool flower, although I think that the craspedia that I have here, I don't know if it's the variety, but it's kind of sensitive. It went through the process of hardening off really well. The plants did not show any sign of shocking or anything like that, but it had been in the ground for 2 weeks when they just started to look like they were dying. I kept watering them. I kept covering them when the nights were below 40s. And I just kept on doing what I was doing, hoping that they were going to just push up and go through the worst part. And I'm glad that I did because they just continued to grow. They started to look more alive. They started to push more growth and they are doing so well. I am so excited to plant to grow more plants for next year. I'm gonna see if I can add how many I have here. They are planted really close together. I don't have a support for them. I was really close to put some sort of layer of horonova of the netting, but I didn't. And we had some really bad storms last week and they were pushed to the side. Although I think that I have a bunch more coming, I may just throw a layer right now after I clear all of this. And I find out that craspedia, those dry really, really well. So I am really, really excited to just continue to see how it develops for the rest of the season, for when the really, really hot days are coming. And my goodness, I just love craspedia. I have a lot of flowers that are ready, you guys. I have been harvesting for a couple of times. I did some major harvesting, just making sure that the plants are producing and continue to push more blooms. I haven't opened my roadside stand, and that is because I have been just so busy with some personal commitments on my side that it's not until probably the middle of July that is when I'm going to start pushing the weekly roadside stand for my bouquets. I have been trying just to keep up with the blooms. I make huge bouquets for my home, for my kids. One of my kids just love flowers, and I have been just producing a lot of those bouquets for her. But the key right now is just maintaining the flowers. Make sure that I keep on the watering, that I keep on with the harvesting, and they are looking amazing. Even though my dahlias are not quite there yet, everything else is starting. The bed that I'm showing you here is full of zinnias. These are the queeny lime red zinnias, and these are probably my absolute favorite of all times. Not only they grow well, they really push a lot of blooms, you guys, and they are the perfect height. I grew not the same variety here, but other zinnia varieties in this bed last year, and they did amazing as well. But this year I'm going full on the red queeny lime zinnias, and I just love that variety. They're just timeless. They just start going really, really bright and colorful, and they turn into this antique color that I just absolutely love. It goes really, really well with most of the dahlias that I'm growing. So I'm really excited for this bed here. I started a bunch of zinnia successions already. I can't remember if this was my first or my second succession, but I already have some at the community garden. Those are pushing a lot of blooms already, and these guys here as well. And like I said, I think that garlic bed is just going to have to be full of zinnias, because they do sell really well, and they do amazing here. Yes, they may get loaded with disease towards the end of the season, but that's why I love succession planting. I don't have to plant all of my flowers at once. I do this for vegetables, I do this for flowers, and it works. It works really, really well for me. I do have to say, when it comes to zinnias, I have tried many varieties in the past few years, and I always come back to this. I have tried some of the Aurora, I have tried some Ballerina from Johnny's, and while they did great, the plants really had trouble germinating last year, or the seeds. And with this variety here, I don't even have to worry about the germination. I know that they will do great, but I'm trying a new type from Floret this year. I haven't been wow yet by them, but we'll see. The season is still has plenty of time to push a lot of the new colors and the shapes and sizes. So we'll see. I do have to say the Horunova netting that I use for basically every support that I do for flowers, it works really well for zinnias. I only do one layer. I really don't have to do anything else. And I have found that if they get a little bit heavy on one side, I just have to come with a small T-post on the other side and pull that support, and it works really, really well. So now that I have all of the flowers here together, I am just going to make one big bushy bouquet for my daughter's room. It's not going to be anything fancy. It's not going to be anything well thought out. It's just going to be a bunch of beautiful flowers, fresh cut flowers from my garden that I grew from seed. And I think that's what makes all of this special, you guys. If you can bring a bunch of bouquets throughout the season from things that you started from seed, it just hits different, in my humble opinion. So I'm just going to forward this and show you the end result. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about the flowers that I'm showing you here, let me know. Hopefully I can start pushing more videos of my garden, of the things that are growing, because it is beautiful, it is amazing, just like every year. And I know the next year is going to be even more amazing. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you on the next one.